Alright, well, here's another shorty. A lot of people get into arguments about the difference between a 223 and a 762, or AK-47 or SKS round. And, you got people on both sides favoring, one of each. Well, here's a nice little comparison. Not comparing the guns because, you can get stocks pretty comparable to each other. Accessories. Pretty much make AR-15 style gun out of a SKS or vice versa. So, the rifle itself, we're not really going to go there today, but look at the ammunition. On the left, we've got a 223 round, and on the right, we've got the 762. And I know this is blurry, but my camera here is about had it. But, it's pretty clear the difference in size as far as your diameter goes and powder behind it. Something else that I would note is the size of the projectile itself. And again, I'm sorry this is blurry, but the actual projectile is lined up right is going to be about that much different. And the diameter is way different. I mean, you've got a 223, which is barely bigger than a 22 bullet width-wise. And then you've got the 762, which is equivalent to about a 30 caliber. It's actually very close to 30-06 as far as a projectile. Of course, it's got, a lot less powder. But, you can tell this thing looks near about like a long 32 or 22 bullet. It's just way different. The advantage of the 223 is range. Even though it is a smaller hole with less powder, it's got a smaller projectile, and your percentage of powder per, grain of lead or copper per se is a little bit higher. So you've got a higher velocity round with the 223, and it actually has a longer range as far as accuracy than the 762. So it, you can make a pretty good long range shot out of it if you've got the right optics mounted. Now, the 762 on the other hand, at mid range, is going to be a lot lethal. A lot more lethal. A lot harder hitting round. And it's got a good bit of powder behind it. You've got a lot thicker hole. So not only the length, but the diameter is going to add, quite a bit of powder behind it for that larger projectile. The range isn't as long, but if you've got a Russian or a really good Norinco or one of the better SKSs with the chrome-lined barrel and, good rifling in it, if you've got it sighted in right, it's pretty accurate. Pretty bad rifle. Yesterday, I actually shot a cinder block in two with my 762, my Russian SKS. I was actually thinking I was going to go out and shoot a couple holes in it. It was one shot, the fun was over. It took about 10-15 seconds for the rocks to stop falling from the sky. So, I was like, okay, well, never mind. So as far as shooting through a concrete wall, yeah, a couple rounds and you're in. Our military's over there shooting these. They're more accurate, I guess, longer range, but if they're wearing any kind of armor plating or anything like that, or they're hiding behind a wall, hang it up. Because that projectile, I mean, it's so small that once it hits something and fragments, all your inertia is gone. It's like a 22. If it hits flesh, it'll go slam through you. But it doesn't weigh enough to have enough inertia once it hits something to keep moving. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would hate to get hit by either one. But that 7.62, that some gun, it's going through some stuff. And I mean, if you got steel rounds from overseas, from World War II, they're actually armor piercing. I just don't like them because the older rounds have corrosive primers, which explains the chrome-plated or chrome-lined barrels in some of your better rifles. Good thing is if you have copper, the newer rounds, non-corrosive, and a good rifle with chrome lining that's not completely worn out, usually the rifling will be so good in it that you'll actually get a very high quality shot out of a regular SKS rifle, because the chrome lining actually outlasts regular steel, especially if you're shooting something soft like copper or lead shots. So that's just a quick comparison. So neither one is technically better than the other. It's like comparing a sports car and a Z71. It depends on what you want to do. If you're trying to snipe people at half a mile away, you may want a 223, with good optics. But as far as mid-range takedown power, that 7.62 is a beast. It's not a 30-06 or anything, but compared to the 223, I'd definitely take it. Anyway, I guess that's about it. I know the arguments will still continue, import versus domestic, Ford versus Chevy, it all just depends. But anyway, that's about all I got to say for tonight. Another good thing to think about is the availability of ammo. Right now with the government and DHS hoarding all of our ammo that's American made for the rifles that they actually shoot, they're not buying those. So they're readily available. I can find these $6.50 a box for 20 rounds. So you tell me, I got 6 boxes the other day for like $40. Good luck buying 6 boxes of 223 rounds for $40 here lately. Also, if we ever get invaded or, some of these retards from Mexico come up here trying to start something, if you live in the Southwest, this is what you want, because this is what they're going to be shooting. So not only will you have more guns from them, the availability is great, because Americans, we like shooting 223s. The rest of the world, even the third world countries and the drug cartels, they're shooting these. So nearly every country has several brands that are producing that round. So the availability is just ridiculous. I mean, these were actually imported directly from Russia. I know you can't read it, but it's, it's all M.O. and Wolf. But, and $6.50, I don't even know what these are at the store still. I got these from, other people for $6.50, and they're probably throwing a buck or two on top of it. So, that's really not a bad price at all. These are brand new, non-corrosive primers, brand new, store sold, distributed in the U.S. So, anyway, that's something else to think about. If you're trying to stockpile, see, got a lot more than 6 down in there. And in a bag, I separated hollow points and solid points. But, yeah, I guess that's about it for tonight. Just depends on what you like, you know. If you find a good numbers matching Russian rifle that's collectible, you know, grab it. I mean, you never know down the road. It's .223, yeah, it's $1,200. It looks cool, but, you know, something that's been produced from World War II to the, you know, mid-50s, 60s, that's pretty cool. So, depends on what you're into. This I have no use for. I don't own a .223. I'm not wasting $1,200. I traded a high-point pistol for my Russian SKS, and it is mint. Got another video of me refinishing the stock, but the rifling in it is perfect. So, you know, I'm not hanging on to that. And I can actually buy ammo and go out and shoot at cinder blocks, unlike all you guys with 22s and .223s. So, anyway, deuces. I'm not going to show my face because I look like crap right now. It's like midnight. But, anyway, y'all have a good one.